Yes, we have had several people, speak up on this, and we have had individuals, organizations, different bodies come up to speak up about this. And, one thing that stood out, Buki, just like you said, is the fact that the Benue state government, yes, it was good that he was able to intervene. It shows that probably he was being concerned about a citizen. But then, why reconciliation now? That is a question that people are asking. Why reconciliation now? Why are we not looking into giving a solution to that problem first of all before you think of reconciliation? Because the issue now is this is us trying to say the abused, the victim, is supposed to go back to the abuser and keep living with the abuser and keep enduring to whatever happens. That is the long and short of this whole story. And so many people have questioned the reason why the state government, or yes, the state governor rather, of Benue State, that's Governor Samuel Autumn, did that. And for me, just like you said yesterday, I'm happy that there is the part of questioning the motive behind this. And I think we have to keep speaking up about this because we don't want a situation that at the end of the day, what we're going to hear about this woman is the fact that she's dead, or we get to hear that, or she kills her husband or something. We don't want to have such scenario. And this, just like you said yesterday, and Ibn Abbas said, we don't want it to be a trend that will continue. But rather, when a perpetrator is found guilty, let him face the consequences of his action, which is very, very important. And we know violators too. There are some women who actually violate children as well. If you're found guilty, you're definitely going to be brought to book. And that is the reality of what the law can do to you being unlawful. Yes. And for me now this afternoon, Buki, we cannot continue to have this trend continue. And we need to change this narrative in the minds of people, right? Because right now, an abuser is listening, or an abuser has seen, an abuser has heard, an abuser, we start, riding on this. We start capitalizing on this. Now, there are so many people that are willing to come up to speak. But then the other person might just feel, oh, okay, since this is what they do to that person, maybe I should just stay there too and be enduring.
Absolutely, Buki. It's a pity that we find ourselves in this situation. And like I said yesterday, the governor of Benue State is to make amendment. I'm still wondering why up till now he has not come to make a statement to say, you people misquoted me, or probably I was misrepresented. Throughout this week, I think this is the 15th day of the
16th day of activism.
So this actually happened when we were all lending our voice to gender-based violence.
Yes.
And it is so pathetic that Benue State signed the Violence Against
Persons Prohibition Act.
Exactly. So does it mean that it does not understand? This will have sent a good message. If yes, like I told you yesterday, I agree that when you have elders in the town, in the community, the elders should do their job. I don't have a problem with that first step. I will call it first step because really, no reconciliation was done yesterday. But it's like a first step. I mean, for somebody to say, okay, I'm sorry, it takes a lot. But then, did he commit a crime? Yes, he did. Now, this is the governor who should be the custodian of the law and also to ensure that the law is executed. He should have said, yes, you have done reconciliation, but you know what? You will still have to pay for the sins. There are consequences you have committed, and the law must take its course. So because of this, I am going to hand you over. I remember a scenario when I was young. I was a little bit, I wouldn't say I was a little bit stubborn. I don't think so. But I remember there was a particular time that my father wanted, in fact, my father had a lot of beatings to do on me, you know. So this particular one was a little bit funny. Anytime I remember it now, I mean, even this, I'm talking of, this was almost 40 years ago. I just laugh. But it taught me a lesson, and that's where I'm going today. I was running away from my father because I saw the big cane. But do you know what my grandmother did? Because she was staying with us. My grandmother held me that I'm not running, that let my daddy beat me. And then I even remember she said I should even kneel down. I said, Mama, kneel down. She said, yes, kneel down. Beg your daddy. As your daddy is beating you, be begging him. But I didn't really understand the whole thing. But I later realized the fact that you did something. You went foul of your daddy's whatever. I am here to protect you. I will give you soft landing. So while my daddy was beating me and all that, she was saying,
Otito.
Deji, Otito, my Binu, Otito. But my daddy did that. And I learned a lesson from that. And that is what we are saying here. I mean, it's native language. The elders are in the house. No problem. You've done the first step. But then, as a custodian of the law, hand him over. I expect that he should have made amendments, except maybe people are not talking to him. Because I also know that the governor of Lagos had made a statement concerning even this 16 days
of activism.
Yeah. So does that mean that they don't talk to one another? I mean, they should have cautioned him to say, hey, you are sending the wrong signal. You are making people to feel that, okay, one battering is okay, and then all just go and look for one elder in the community. Yes, it's good. I am a faith-based person. There is an aspect of seeking for forgiveness when you know you've done something wrong. But at the same time, you face the consequence. It's like a teenager went to go and get pregnant. I mean, you're not married, and somewhere along the line,
it happened.
You are pregnant. Fine.
That is the consequence.
You will ask God for forgiveness, Abby, but you will carry the belly for 9 months. You will go through the shame. You understand? So let him go through the shame so that they will send a right signal.
But then you mentioned something, you go through the shame. Now, I don't want us to use that word shame.
No, we're talking about the pregnancy now.
Yes, I'm talking about, the pregnancy. Apparently, because I made a mistake, I shouldn't actually be shamed for that, right? Now, it might have been an innocent mistake that I made. And it might have not been an innocent mistake. I knew what I was going into, but I made a mistake.
For those, yes. I mean, so let's put it in perspective. For those who, a lot of these things, I only hope we're not digressing, Buki.
No, I know, but it's because of that word shame.
Yeah,
because we're in that culture where that has thrived.
Yes.
So I think we should be mindful of some kind of words that we use, so we don't encourage it.
Yes, let's put it in right perspective. You are not right to do this in your community, or probably based on your
ready
faith.
For it.
Exactly, and it happens. The truth about it, let's be practical. I mean, somebody who is still in the secondary school.
Yes, you might be shy from it and all of that because you didn't probably want that for you. But then I don't just know that word.
Okay, maybe another word shame, but let's be practical.
You have to face the fact that
you have to face the consequences, and some of them might not be willing. That's why I found out that when it happens, they go somewhere, they go to the village and whatever, because they can't bear the fact that people are seeing them and are talking and blah blah blah. But back to what we're discussing now.
Yes.
He must face the consequence because it is a crime. She is a crime. You've gone against the law.
Yes.
You understand? And the law has said, if you do this, you will go to jail 3 years or probably pay a fine of 200. I even think that 200 is just
small.
I'm telling you. But anyway, that is what it says. So we expect that the governor should do that now, because if he doesn't do that, I don't know why he has not done it. If he doesn't do it, Bookie, then that means we are just playing to the gallery where this thing is just eye service. They just signed it as a paper. They don't understand it and they don't want to do it. But I also blame the wife as well, because apart from you being the wife of a governor, they call you the first lady
of the state.
And I believe that one of the things that you should do is to ensure that the rights of your gender are protected. And it is you that you should say, look, Oga Pius, I know you have begged your wife, but you see, I will stand for the truth. We are talking about truth and justice. you will have to go through the court. We can only say from your heart of genuineness, you have
That's if you're
repented
genuine.
and all that and all that. Yes, the judge can give you a soft landing, but you will go through the process. And I like the fact that a lot of NGOs have come up to speak that it cannot be. In fact, they had even said the organization should sack, but fine, they are investigating. But from our own point of view, he should be made to face the wrath of what he has done.
Okay.
It's violence. It's violence.
All right. Thank you very much. 07000 and 090-256-25455 are the studio lines to call to be a part of Panorama this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. This is William from Africa.
It's good to have you, Chief Williams. Your contribution.
My sister, are we not pushing this thing so far? The governor have talked to these people, have counseling these people. Their husband and wife. At times, I'm married for over 30 years. At times, I'm quarreling with my wife. At times, I slap my wife. At times, she will slap back. We are still happily living. We are pushing this thing so far. If that man, assuming he go to jail now, he has family, he has children. Who will take? I know you have something to say. When I say who will take care of the children, this man has family, husband and wife, for else. It's like when you think of it, I don't want to because yesterday was too high. I don't want to say anything. This thing look like when you are talking yesterday. What I see is complete. What Jesus, some used to Mary Magdalene to Jesus Christ. He didn't crucify them. He didn't crucify the woman. Please let us take it easy. Forget about this Western this and have to go to court have to decide it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Yes, Vicky, I want you to react to this now. There is always that issue of, there is a quarrel and I'm not saying all marriages, marriage is a bed of roses, apparently. No, there are quarrels where both of you will disagree on some things. But then, I think I am from a family where, yes, you must have seen your parents argue on some things, but I've never seen either of them do that to themselves. Now, the fact that happened for you, and probably it's working for you, but genuinely, have you ever asked your wife, is she fine with it?
Do you even have to ask your wife if she's fine with it?
No, but
where
I'm just asking,
yes.
why should that happen? First of all, if you feel, it's good, have you ever asked her deep down, let her genuinely answer you?
Okay, maybe we should ask the last caller. But you see, this is my own point. If you are...
And this is us normalizing violence.
Absolutely.
It means we're normalizing what is wrong.
That is where I am going. Because you see, if you don't see anything wrong in it, you will speak like the last caller. He said there are times they fight and he slaps. And the other woman too slaps. I mean, if I had that properly.
Yes.
And I'm wondering that why would you do that in this day and age? What value do you place on your wife? What value do you place on yourself?
I don't want to agree that in this day and age. I'm sorry to bring you into this, but then you have parents.
Of course.
That never happened between you.
You know why I said...
You know families around you.
I agree. Why I said in this day and age is that information is everywhere. Is at your tip. Unlike before, that what happens in my house, you might not even know. Do you understand? So that's why I said in this day and age. And for the mere fact that government had looked at it, government is not stupid. The people who fought for this bill are not stupid to say, we do not want this violence anymore. They've seen the atrocities that this has committed. Is it not you that I think it was on Monday or so that we were talking about the fact that there are quite a lot of them in the prisons, in the correctional center. What happened? It is because of this violence. Now, this man that has spoken, God forbid, he is saying we should let it be. We should let it lie low. Governor has reconciled. Okay, fine. We agree. Governor has reconciled. And then they go back to start living again. And then something happens again. You have not solved the problem. Because what you have just seen is the symptoms. There is a cause.
The root cause.
And that is why I said the councillors must come and say, where is the trigger point? What is causing this agitation? Both of them need to go through counseling to know how to communicate, to know how to love themselves. It cannot be done in 1 hour or what, I don't know.
It might not even be done in weeks.
It would not be done in week. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like you are opening onions. You will one layer, another layer, you understand, until you get to the root of the way that, oh, this is the problem. Okay, can we solve it? And then are both of you ready? But I'm not surprised from his angle because he does not see anything wrong in it. But you see, oh, God help you that one day, your spouse will understand that what you are doing is violence, and she comes out, you will be nabbed. You understand? You will be nabbed. And that's why we are saying that this should stop. It should stop. Let's value ourselves. It is very wrong.
Let's see the other person as human. Value the other person.
It is very, very wrong for you to raise up and say you want to slap. It is very wrong. We condemn it, and it is we cannot accept it.
And we cannot normalize it.
We cannot normalize it.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Mr. Banjoko from Ikorodu.
It's good to have you, Mr. Banjoko. Your contribution this afternoon.
I want to look at it from another angle.
Please go ahead. Hello? Oh, all right. You want to call us back? 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. It's 20 minutes to 1. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is a calling from home.
It's good to have you, Ife.
Thank you very much. You know, in the Bible, when God created the Garden of Eden, despite that it was Eve who listened to the voice of the serpent, but there was no place that the Bible records that Adam started beating Eve. No, he did not. Despite that he blamed her, but he did not beat her. So I see no reason why a man will go to a family and say, I want to get married to you. There must be offense. Offense must come. After all, teeth and tongues, they fight now. They will settle. Offense will surely come. But not up to the extent that the man will raise his hand and started beating his wife. Not only beating her mercilessly to the point that sometimes they will end up killing these women. It's not fair. Please, it's not fair. I like the way you are treating this matter. Please continue to treat it very well because this thing is getting out of hand. Many women, they are losing their life. They are losing their life because of marriage.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your contribution. Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, very well. Good afternoon.
Good to find you. How are you?
Doing great, sir.
It's beautiful by you, and I see what goes in. I so much cherish this matter, the topic you brought up. You see, the fact of the issue is that any unwanted pregnancy is a very big shame to the lady, to the person in question. Even if after your father or your parents, they love you so much, they will not be happy. And the society do not encourage us. So if there's anybody that would like to do that, you know there is a big shame upon her. I've not been hearing of Pastor Bruce. What happened?
Yeah, we haven't heard from him in a while too, but I'm hoping he's doing well. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Yes. Okay. His contribution. I don't want us to digress from what we're talking about.
Let's not digress.
But then please, I don't want us to. I know, yes, you must have done something wrong, but then please, we don't continually have to hammer on it because we took a story here the other time of a child who actually committed suicide because of this. And this is because I'm sure right from when her mom was pregnant, her mom was quite young when she got pregnant. And I'm sure it was since when she got pregnant, there has been stories and talks about this to the point that she was giving birth to. And her grandmom continued till she committed suicide.
Yeah. I think what we need to do is let's balance things up. These things happen.
Yes.
It happens But then when it happens, what do you do?
Yes.
That is where you now come with either your fixed mindset or your growth mindset. I will keep saying this thing. A fixed mindset will say, I have committed
Something.
this wrong. I am at fault. The whole world is on me. My world is shattered and blah, blah, blah. I cannot go forward and all that. But a growth mindset will say, yes, I have done it.
But what next?
Can I learn my lessons from it?
Yes,
and I move on.
on.
So they see failures or challenges, issues like that. Well, it's a stepping stone. Come on, let me move on.
Move on.
So that is what we are saying. That yes, we will. Let's be practical. Let's be real about it. But at the end of the day, we'll have to tell, because these things happen every day.
Yes.
But when it does, have a growth mindset about it. I mean, move on with your life. You understand? Move on in your life. But back to is a call.
Yes, there's a call. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, all right. You can send us a WhatsApp or a text message if you're finding it difficult to get through to us on 070-317-56537. And it's still Panorama on Women Radio, FM 91.7. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, it's me. I'm calling back. We want to ask you a question. See, I would like to test it in the law court.
All right.
I'm telling you the gospel truth. I would like to test it in the law court.
All right. Thank you very much for calling.
If you can take my full name and everything, sue me and said I slapped my wife, and we settled. We settled. We live in peace.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your own thoughts there with us this afternoon. Thank you so much. We have stated this. This is something that is not be propagated.
It is wrong.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Kingsley. I'm calling from Norway.
It's good to have you, Kingsley.
Okay. What I have is I've had my reservations concerning this particular issue because it's been on even on radio for days now. What I think is, first, I think it's very, 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 very evil, very, very bad. I mean, you could hear the lady while she was telling the story, as in you could feel the pain even from her face everywhere. She was just, this man sat on her seizure and picked her up like she was some cheap thing. I don't know. I think it's very, very wrong. I don't support. I'm not married yet, but God to help me. I don't think there's anything that will make me such a woman. I've not for once, and I don't think I will ever do such a thing. I don't know the reason why a man would raise his hand on a woman, even on your fellow man. Why would you even fight in the first place? It should be. I don't know. I think that man needs to undergo some sort of mental evaluation. I think they need to evaluate his mental health. So it is all right because.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Still take one or two more calls this afternoon before we call the program to a wrap. All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Bukola and group. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
You've been above Mama. She's back, Abby.
Yes, she's back.
Yes, she's back, but she's not in the studio with us this afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, lady.
Yes.
Mr. Darlington speaking.
It's good to have you, Mr. Darlington.
What happened here is a tragedy. The tragedy is the height of the tragedy that befell women. You would have said that an educated lady should have at least some modicum of respect for herself. But you can see what has happened. I am disappointed in the employers of that young man. Hello, are you hearing?
Yes, we're with you.
I am disappointed. By now, he should have lost his job. That is where the sanity should start from. But with the intervention of the governor and the wife, Abby.
Yes, Benue State governor.
It means that it will be business as usual. Now, let me tell you, selective justice is not the same thing as selective reconciliation. These two things do not work hand in hand. What the governor have done here is selective reconciliation, because we know of Ochanya. The case of Ochanya is here, and I didn't hear that this governor did anything to at least reduce or assuage the pains of the parents of that girl that was raped to death by a lecturer and his son. I didn't hear that. But because this guy was reporting in the Benue State and maybe is giving them favorable coverage, is that not why he became interested in that matter?
All right.
And the channels have allowed him to be their staff up till now. Can you imagine? The same institution will be criticizing others tomorrow. How do you reconcile that?
All right.
The most dangerous thing that has happened, which none of you have even mentioned, is those 4 children. At that age, they witnessed violence. One of them was telling the mother, "Mom is sorry." And that thing has entered into his or her psyche. And he will grow up with it. Then tomorrow, you will start asking us, how do we have dysfunctional children when we are the one that planted it in them?
All right.
Those children can never be the same, because they have seen violence firsthand at their age.
Yeah.
Look at their mother's face. So, it's unfortunate. By the way, Bukola,
Yes.
to make matters worse, is it because this guy or the woman brought this into the fore? Was it not in this country that the senator beat up the woman?
All right.
And to save himself, he ran from one party to the other, where he would be given a safe landing. And so, if at the highest level of government, somebody is telling you that your place, Bukola, is in the other room and in the kitchen, what other abuse are you talking about?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. I have to let you go now.
Is that not the act of abuse? And nobody is challenging. In the Senate clam, this thing would have caused a resignation, but nobody will say anything. So you can see that the leadership, our fish is starting rotting from the head.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Now, Mr. Darlington said a whole lot, but we can't take more calls anymore. But I would want us to conclude on this booking. Now, this that has happened will somehow empower perpetrators. If this happens and nothing happens about it, right? That there's a reconciliation and the both come back together and there's nothing that is being done about it. One. And secondly, this has its own effect also on victims or survivors that might be willing to come out and talk about their own pains and what is going to come out of it.
This is what I have to say to that. I don't believe that this case is going to be closed like that. People, NGOs are going to rise up. The organization, they said they are still investigating. So let them investigate. It's not an investigation that would be so sharp like that. You understand? Let them investigate. I know they will come back. I mean, there are people of value, so they will come back and tell us. We will all get to know. Yeah, for the victims, this is what I have to say. It's a choice that you have in this matter. Either to speak up or do not speak up. But I want to appeal to your senses. This forum is for enlightenment and education. The last speaker said something about the children. We had actually mentioned it on Monday.
Yes.
That the cycle will continue if we don't break the cycle. Now, I do not know the sexes of the children, but we've had cases of women, of girls. They will say, "I can't marry." And when it comes to the issues of marriage at the right age, they are scared because they have seen what their father did to the mother, and they continue like that.
And it's actually vice versa too, because you heard,
and even for the boys,
men. Yes.
And even for the men, it could be two ways. You understand? They will say, "Yes, I saw my father." I mean, somebody had said that. I was somewhere in the program, and he said, "Thank God I'm delivered." It is bondage. It is wickedness. It's evil. But he said, "Now I realize that my wife is my treasured asset, that I cannot afford to beat her anymore, that I was doing it before simply because I saw my father doing it. And my mother was okay. My mother did not do anything. My mother was just there. So I thought it was right."
She actually went through it.
Yeah, she went through it.
I was having a conversation with someone, And we tend to have this kind of mindset where, as women, right, we discover that our children are probably going through the same thing that we have gone through, and we just keep quiet about it.
Exactly.
Does it mean that you're comfortable with you seeing your own child in pain?
You see, that's why we are saying that we need to talk and educate and liberate some people. Some people are in bondage. That's the truth. And we need to liberate. We need to make their eyes to see. We always pray this prayer that God give me eyes that see, ears that hear, and heart to understand that this is evil. And like we said, I also said it, and I think Ife also said it. In marriage is one-on-one. You will be mad to beat yourself. It's only a madman. If I'm not even sure that madmen go to that extent, depending on their level. For you to begin to beat your wife. Now look at this case, and that is why probably I want to round up now, that we need to appeal to ourselves. Now, if Pius, we did see the video, but that was what the woman said. This is somebody who just gave birth, who is supposed to be getting.
This is 4 weeks. That's like a month. Yeah. And I'm like, so are you serious?
So
she's still in pain.
It's still in pain. So sat on it. So that means it's a thought. So something came over you. You sat on her. So if she had died, what would we have done now? Or maybe when Paz was sitting on her, something triggered off in her head, and maybe there was a knife beside her or something like that, and then she uses that knife to stab her. What would we be saying now? We would now say, oh, she caused the death of Pius. So she will be the one
that will go to the court of law.
Because Pius is not there to say, oh no, I was the one that was sitting on her tummy. So let's look at this thing holistically. It is your choice. If you like, get deliverance. If you like, sit down there. But our own is to talk, educate people, liberate people. We cannot continue like this. Anyone who is raising his or her hand against a spouse, it's evil, and you should stop it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Buki, for your contribution. And thank you so much for calling in to own views on this. And please let us try as much as possible that we learn to do the right thing, and let us imbibe the right mentality. Let us imbibe the right values, like Buki will say. If you imbibe the right values, there are some things that you wouldn't see as normal. And there are some things that you would know, oh, this is pain. Then you put yourself in the other person's shoes and wonder, if this was done to me, would I be comfortable with it? Would I be happy if that was done to me? But thank you so much. Thank you to the producer, Daniel Adaja. I am Bukola Balogun. Please make sure you stay safe out there and you make life bearable for the next person by you. Good afternoon.
To sponsor this program, please call 080-9058-2769.
Ihe egwu a na-akọwa ọbịageri
Lekwe ọbịageri Lekwe ọbịageri